Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today here on Northern Life. We got Briggs LaSavage. I am Ryan Heff. We hope you all had a lovely 4th of July weekend. Also a first here on Northern Life, mainly for me.
Okay.
First time on the show wearing shorts. You can't tell by the desk, but I got the shorts on today.
He's
so we're living on maybe a little sneak peek.
Oh my
a little calf action for the camera.
Oh boy. What does the show come to?
I just got to celebrate first. You know, you got to celebrate first wherever we can go.
Yeah, absolutely. Celebrating summer.
Yeah,
It's a good time of year.
Right.
Hey, coming up today, if you've been thinking about doing some landscaping outside your home, we're going to learn how you can reduce stormwater runoff on your property, especially with all the rain we've been seeing already this season. Very important topic.
I'll talk about surplus. And later, there may be no greater female swimmer in history than the U.S.'s very own Katie Ledecky. And once we take a glance at her training schedule, you may understand just why she continues to keep on winning.
Man, I've always wondered about that, you know, like especially swimming athletes. It takes so much, I mean, any athlete really, but swimming, so much energy. So how do you fuel for that?
Probably the difference too between college and the Olympic training.
True.
It's got to be quite the jump, even professional training. And so we've been getting updates from viewers and his family as to what exactly Mr. Hunter McCullough has been up to on his time away. He will be back with us tomorrow, I believe.
Nice.
And last week, our viewer Carolyn was talking to us about Hunter and his brother were playing for residents and their families at Carefree Living in Ely. And after we talked about it on air, she actually sent us these really lovely photos from his time getting to meet residents and families up there. So thanks for sending those in, Carolyn. Always great to see what Hunter's up to since we don't necessarily get updates from him.
Right.
But it's really cute to see some of these photos here.
Oh, for sure. It looks like everybody loved that. And Hunter looks like he loved it just as much too. So cute. Well, coming up later this week on Friday, we're going to be going live from Superior as part of our Your Town series. We've already been so lucky to meet new people and visit places across the bridge. And our viewer Naomi had some advice for us. She told us, you guys do a great job featuring local businesses. Might I suggest 2540 Coffee in Superior? I hope that's how you say it. Or Bay Produce in Superior as well. Big fan of the Bay Produce tomatoes. I don't know if you've tried them, but you can get them at your local Super One grocery store. Shameless plug for Bay Produce here, but those are my favorite tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah, in the like the little salad tomatoes you get.
So is it someplace you can go shop, or is it mainly just a grower?
I actually don't know about that. So it would be fun to explore Bay Produce. I imagine it's like a farm and they have the tomatoes and they pick them
that makes
and
sense.
then they bring them to grocery stores, but maybe you can go and buy tomatoes there. I actually have no idea.
We've already done a lot of wonderful stories in Superior. We've done the mini golf at Captain Jay's. We've done Liftbridge Bagels, Empire Coffee, the paintball just south of Superior.
That's right.
Yeah, so we've
much.
been,
and we filled potholes.
And we filled potholes.
On Tower Avenue. You're welcome.
Funny enough, I drove by that area the other day on the way back from Eau Claire, and they actually looked pretty darn good. So I know, don't mean to toot our own horn, but we did all right. So take that, Hunter. You didn't get to fill those. Hey, how about this? Online, a mother has gone viral on TikTok after claiming that she charged her child's friend's parent $15 following a play date. And so here's how that story was explained to us. So the mom had her daughter's friend over and she asked the other mom for money, saying, please help with an itemized list of expenses, things like chalk, juice boxes, fruit, and listen to this, 3 trips to the bathroom. And so the other mom apparently agreed, sending the $15 as she believed it would allow them to continue to do play dates in the future. So Briggs, what are your initial thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, I think that's outrageous. Like I can't imagine charging another parent. I mean, I get it if you go and take this kid out to a lunch, maybe, and you like sit down at a restaurant and it's like $20 or something. I could see, maybe being like, hey, like we took so-and-so Sally out to lunch.
The amusement park or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And having the other parent pay for the ticket, I could totally see that because it's almost like a babysitting situation. But just like your average play date for chalk, like can't you just use let your kid use the chalk, like share it with your kid's friend? That's weird.
Because I'm guessing when that kid's over at your house, then they're probably going to be using similar things. So I think it's kind of a trade-off in a way.
True.
But the way I thought about it too is like if the other person agrees to it, then it's a lot cheaper than, like, let's say childcare.
That's true.
So you agree to pay the $15 and not argue about it.
Good point. I do question the bathroom trips, though.
Yeah.
Like, was this a very messy bathroom trip, or was it, like, I just don't understand.
This other thing, too, had me thinking the amount of money my parents would owe other parents back in the day for pizza rolls, probably bathroom trips, car rides.
Nothing better than eating your friend's food at your friend's house,
especially when you're hanging out with your friend and you're hungry, but your friend's not hungry. So when the parent asks if you guys want something, you say, well, yeah, but your friend says, no, we're good, Mom.
Right.
Anyway.
You get a bill for the power from all the video games that you played. Yeah. Ooh,
that'd be a big electric bill. Yeah, I owe a lot of money.
The city of Duluth is reportedly one of the cleanest major cities in America. A pretty cool distinction. The website Lawn Starter ranked 2024's dirtiest cities in America, judging them based off more than 300 of the biggest U.S. cities. They judge them based on air quality, water quality, waste management, and resident dissatisfaction levels. Duluth took the second cleanest spot overall.
Let's go.
Round of applause for Duluth. The only city cleaner than Duluth is actually Lynchburg, Virginia.
Darn it.
Wouldn't have guessed. The dirtiest cities include San Bernardino, that's in California. We've got Detroit, Michigan, and Reading, Pennsylvania. Reading set this telling me, sorry to the folks in Reading.
We're tuning in to watch this.
Yeah, right. Duluth, though, a very clean city, I would say, for the most part. Growing up here, we've got clean beaches.
Yeah.
Not dirty, it's
The water quality is great. I have friends who visit me all the time from the Twin Cities area, and they always come up and they're like, it always smells kind of better up here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, because it's we're by Lake Superior, and there's probably fewer cars than the Twin Cities, so it's a nice place to live as well.
Absolutely. Well, hey, coming up, we get to learn how you can reduce stormwater runoff at your home. Thanks for being here with us on Northern Life.
Welcome back, everybody. Our stormwater drains are getting extra work done this year, my goodness. And all the rain we've been seeing has certainly put a problem front and center. Yeah,
Jeff Wagner with our Twin Cities affiliate wanted to know, how can we reduce our stormwater runoff, and why is it a concern for our waterways?
Foliage with function highlights Julie Weisenhorn's home, but it didn't always look this way.
Prior to this project, the house and the garage were not connected, and we had asphalt covering this entire area and also between the two buildings.
Connecting the house and garage was the perfect time for them to set roots on a solution to their runoff problem.
So we created a rain garden to collect and hold and then seep in, allow it to percolate in.
It starts with downspouts into a couple rain barrels.
So it goes down this pipe. It goes into this drain.
The drain flows toward their rain garden, filled with plants eager to soak up water and soil that allows it to seep through.
How much water can this area hold?
This can hold about 400 gallons of water in a 1-inch rain.
The water stays on her property and away from her neighbor, Lake Minnetonka.
Managing stormwater is something that all of us can play a part in.
Ryan Anderson is with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency.
What is the main concern with stormwater runoff?
So in many watersheds, stormwater can be one of the primary contributors of pollutants to our lakes, rivers, and streams.
Stormwater drags nutrients like phosphorus with it into drains, which lead to lakes and streams, hurting water quality.
Also, the volume itself of stormwater, the large rainfalls and intense rainfalls we've seen, those can be challenging for the infrastructure that transports the stormwater.
Managing runoff around impervious surface, which is hard surface that doesn't let water drain into the ground, is crucial. Commercial properties with parking lots need to follow state regulations and guidelines, as do construction zones that often remove vegetation.
How can we reduce runoff?
If you have rain gutters and downspouts, making sure that those downspouts are directed to your lawn, essentially, to a vegetated area rather than to a driveway or directly to a curb.
Keep lawn clippings and leaves in your yard and away from street drains. Rain barrels collect water, which can also be reused for plants. And if you have the time and resources, build a rain garden.
And the water would pour down the street and right into the lake.
Volunteers, grant funding, and careful planning by Harrison's Bay Association helped build this one a few months ago, just in time for our soaker of a summer.
Our goal is to manage and teach people about good landscaping for water quality.
In Mound, Jeff Wagner.
And a rain garden is a great way to do that.
WCCO News.
What a good idea.
Yeah, I don't own a home. I think I've made that known on the show. But I've never heard of a rain garden, and I've never heard of a rain barrel. But those look like important items to have.
Yeah, and hers is 400 gallons. Like, that's got to be making a big difference for her neighborhood and to her neighbor, Lake Minnetonka. I did not know about the lawn clippings and leaves, being impacting the water too. So that's good to know. Duluth, though, so important here because, we've got so many streams, the St. Louis River, of course, Lake Superior. Got to watch what we're putting in there.
Especially after all the water we've already seen so far this year. Cool to see some ideas for you if you're thinking about doing some landscaping.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, according to an article in the Star Tribune, Minnesotans are actually getting rid of their lawns. But why is that? Some homeowners who spoke to them in Minneapolis say they're opting for no or less grass yards. So a group of neighbors say they're ditching most of the grass for drought-tolerant flowers, shrubs, and trees that are also bird, bee, and butterfly friendly. And according to the National Wildlife Federation, 12% of U.S. adults plan to convert part of their lawns to natural or native landscapes this year.
Interesting. It sounds like a very Twin Cities thing to do. Not have any grass. I enjoy personally having some grass in my yard. I do have a neighbor though in my general neighborhood who she has just wood chips in her yard, but then she's planted so many beautiful flowers all over. So her never have to mow.
Yeah, never have to
worry
mow.
about that.
And you get some fun friends who get to visit you every now and again, like some butterflies and bees and whatnot. So.
And it's a really cool hobby, keep up her yard. She's always working out in her yard, maintaining her flowers and stuff. So very cool.
Very cool.
According to Yahoo Life, social media users are all in on the blue mind theory right now. That theory is about the meditative feeling you get while looking at a body of water as part of your manifestation practice. Research says that spending time in so-called blue spaces can help you feel more calm and relaxed. So if you're feeling stressed, it might be time to seek out the loveliest lake you can find and maybe meditate a little bit next to it.
If only I could think of a lake that were somewhere nearby.
Right? That dog seems to be relaxed. It's very calm near the blue water.
Even Director Seth says, hey, look at that water. It's one of the joys about being down here in Canal Park in the summer. One of the non-joys would be the traffic sometimes.
True.
But the joy of being down here is if you're stressed due to work, you can just walk out the door and walk the 2 or 3 blocks to the water and walk along the lake walk. It's certainly a joy to have it down here.
I love that. Yeah, and when I was little, my room was painted blue, and so I always felt very calm going into my room, and it must have had to do with the color.
You've been living the blue water theory your entire life so far.
Yeah.
You even got kind of the blue.
I know, the blue today.
Wow. Bringing joy,
feeling calm.
Bringing joy everywhere and a whole lot of calmness. So yeah, if you got a little anxiety today, just maybe find a lake, find some water, or fill up your sink or something like that. After the break, Katie Ledecky shows us what type of work goes into winning gold medals.
Welcome back, everybody. Katie Ledecky may be the greatest female swimmer of all time. She's so impressive. But you don't get to be a 4-time Olympian trying to win your 4th straight gold medal in the 800-meter free now without intense training.
Yeah, there is not a lot of free time in Ledecky's schedule, but she makes sure to find those moments for some fun, sharing them with her teammates.
There is the long reigning queen of the 800 free.
How do you feel? Not like myself. This isn't me. No. Katie Ledecky, swimming, and I'm from Bethesda, Maryland.
The most dominant swimmer in the world, no one else is close. Katie Ledecky will win her 3rd straight Olympic gold in the women's 800 free. 6th individual gold for Ledecky, the most of any female swimmer in Olympic history. The training that you have to do to be this good for this long.
What's a day like for Katie? Walk us through it.
Well, I train a lot. So most mornings I'm up at 5 o'clock and I have practice from 6 to 8. Then I'll have weights from 8:30 to about 10. I'll grab breakfast, I'll take a nap, have lunch, go to my second practice at 2 or 3, and swim for another 2 hours, make myself dinner, do whatever I have to do and get to bed so I can do it again the next day. Every day at practice, it's something different. We're all working really, really hard and pushing each other, but we can, jab at each other, or joke with each other and push each other in that way, in a fun way. You gotta be careful that you don't laugh too hard sometimes with everything that's going on, but I wouldn't want to have it any other way. It's a really great atmosphere and a lot of fun. Go Team USA!
So cool, so impressive. One of the last clips that she showed there with her swimming with the milk on top of her head, I saw the full video of that. She swam the entire length of an Olympic-sized pool, balancing a glass of milk.
If that was spilled in the pool, do they have to drain it, or does it just get filtered out? Because
I don't know.
But
that's a great question.
That schedule is insane. As a golf fan, I've heard about Tiger Woods' long schedules he used to have when he was younger.
Yeah.
And so it's something similar to that. I mean, it's just like you dedicate yourself day in and day out. Our director Seth goes, "What's her job?" It's like,
swimming, Seth.
Swimming is her job. When you win 6 gold medals, I think you earn to just swim.
Representing the USA is her job.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of other impressive athletes, a teenage sprinting sensation is set to become the youngest ever U.S. male track Olympian. So cool. 16-year-old Quincy Wilson will be competing in the 4x400 meter relay roster at the Olympic Games in Paris. Wilson's selection comes after a brilliant debut at the U.S. Olympic trials, where he broke a 400 meter world record twice. Wow,
Gosh.
I know. The sprinter has quickly established himself as one of the most promising track and field stars that's coming up. So
how about that? I mean, at the age of 16, I was learning to drive my car still. I think was Farmville still a thing when I was 16?
It probably was. I was playing like The Sims or something on my computer. Quincy's out here winning, on his way to winning gold.
I was worried about how many friends I had on Facebook at the time. I think maybe I was mowing the lawn, helping out around the home. But 16 breaking world records. Shout out to you, Quincy, and we're certainly excited to see you shine in Paris.
Best of luck. We'll talk about tomorrow's blindfold when we come back.
After the premiere of Despicable Me 4, I believe is the number that is in theaters last week. Have you ever wondered what a Minion-flavored ice cream would taste like? Well, apparently it's got eyeballs. Minnesota's Honey and Mackey's ice cream shop can offer you a lick of that unique flavor. The swirl of banana cookie, blue velvet cake batter flavors, and the ice cream is topped with silly candy eyeballs. Spriggs, would you give it a shot?
I like those flavors, so I think I would, but I think the eyeballs kind of freak me out a little bit, even though they appear to be obviously candy.
Why do there need to be so many eyeballs?
Most Minions have like one eye.
Or two, like the most of us. But without the eyeballs, it would look very good.
It would.
Yeah.
Very tasty. So I won't knock it till I try it. Tomorrow, Hunter is showing off his brain power, remembering as many elements on the periodic table that he can possibly fit in just a short window of time. He definitely impressed the two of us, I would say. I had low expectations going in because personally I would have no idea. I would be like a nickel. And I would probably stop there, but he did really good.
We ended up trying to help him a tiny bit, as you'll probably see tomorrow, but he knew a song to get some of those elements too, which was probably like 10 years ago. So he could join us tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, thank you for joining us today. We'll see you back here tomorrow when the three of us are back together.
Time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern